welcome to no specific name of the show. I just want to stop by and share some things with you guys. Um, Close this. I'm gonna do some adjustments. That's what I was looking for right there. I'm gonna do a little bit, some adjustments. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. If you don't know me, I am Sweet McCall, and I wanted to stop by, and as you can see the title of the show, or in the description box, who I am. I mean, not who I am, but what I'm here for. I want to say to all black women, we appreciate you. Whether you're doing good or bad, we appreciate you. You were made for a reason. You were created for a reason. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that your magic is very important. Okay? Now, I'm saying that right now before I forget it. Now, I am here to just state my opinion, okay? Based on me being a black woman. And I'm sharing this information for my opinion, not to get anything started. This is not about the battle of the sexes or the battle of the black woman and the black man. But I will forever, whoever has anything negative to say about what I'm about to say, you're good. Your opinion is fine. One thing about I don't ever say that your opinion is not wanted. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch the video. I'm saying that up front. I'm not making you. I'm not begging you to watch the video. Um, and I've already made a couple of comments I have on my Twitter and on my Facebook page. And it's sad. It really is sad, the state of the black man and the black woman's relationship is. It's sad, and it's, I don't know what the other word I'm going to say. I'm just kind of, it's demotivating, or unmotivating, and it's like there's no hope to fix the communication breakdown of the relationship between the black man and the black woman. Now, as I talk about this, I am going to use my stories, some of the things that I've been through with African American men, and relationships. Um, and some of the stories or examples I give is strictly from my experience and from people I know experience. So I'm not making these stories up when I'm talking to you about this. First of all, we have got to come to a decision about this battle of who leads who. And I think a lot of people, a lot of men, not all men, are not so caught up in that. I think relationships work very well together when we're not caught up in roles. Okay? So when we say, for example, if your husband has to go pick up the kids, would you consider that a mother role to do? To go pick up the kids from school, take the kids to doctor's appointments, haircuts, shopping. So is that a mother's role? Or is that mom at work, has to work late, and dad gets home early enough so he can take care of those things for her? Or for the family, because it's all about the family, right? Isn't that more important than who role is what and who leads who? And isn't that much more important than worrying about who leads who? I just think that this mindset that men have, not all men, but there is a percentage of men that are so obsessed with leading and controlling, and your opinion, you have to go by my opinion when I make decisions. But let me say this, there are a lot of good men out there who already know their roles. They don't even have to talk about the role they play in a marriage or in a relationship. They already know that role. Whatever he is doing to make the relationship work, she don't have to be submissive. She don't have. She's gonna be there with him regardless. If he's doing all the right things, if the decisions he's making um, are going to lead them in the path that they're going as a husband and wife, or as a boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever, long-term relationships, and they've already been successful in things in the past where they both came together and worked it, it is going to work. It doesn't. He's not walking around with a big old um, L on his shirt saying, "I'm the leader of the family." That is already going to be recognized. That is truly going to be recognized automatically. And a woman's, let me say something about a woman and a man too. A woman's expression, the way she carries herself, she already knows that she's under, or she's with someone that is going to do what's right. She knows that. So she doesn't have to define he's the leader of the family. She doesn't have to do all that. We've got to stop with these labels. Really, you guys, if the relationship works, it works. And the ideal that men will dump a woman if he can't get her to be submissive and he can't lead her, he dumps her and get a woman that he can. I don't I don't get that. I don't understand that. I was having this conversation with a friend, and I was accused of being a feminist. I was accused of having satanic, demonic visions, or aspirations, or something to that effect, because I said that when two people love each other, they're going to make everything work, and it doesn't matter about who leads the family. It doesn't, because guess what? It's going to be proven who leads the family. So everybody doesn't have to go around saying, "I'm the leader of my family. She's not." Or "she's submissive to me." I just think that's not needed in relationships. I don't think it's needed. And as far as a black woman goes, when we talk about black women in general, there's a book I would love you guys to read, and it's called Stolen Women, and it's by Dr. Gail Wyatt. And she has a part in there where she talks about women in history. And she's talking about our struggle during slavery and how we were treated. We were experimented on. We were raped. We were manipulated. And we were a danger to our black men. Because black men could not take up for their women when the master would come and get her. So she had to hold all that in. So for me to call her out of her name and say derogatory things about her all the time, and have this ideal that you have the authority to tell her and shake your finger in her face and tell her who she is and who she's not and hold her accountable, is ridiculous. It's not about we don't like what you telling us to do, or you telling us what to do, because guess what? We get up every day, we go to a job where we have males who are over a lot of corporations that we have to listen to. We have managers, we have supervisors that we have to listen to that are male. So we don't have a problem with authority. What we have a problem with is when you come at us sideways or wrong. Period. It's out of respect. Howling and screaming and downing a person or downing a black woman and tell her how terrible she is not the way that you get through to her. And the problem is also is that we've become hardened to that because that's what people do to us on a daily basis. So we're not going to jump up and allow you to keep doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair at all for you to talk to us any kind of way you want to, and then they expect for us to still love you and cherish and support you and be there for you and raise your babies. We're not going to keep doing that. And it's not fair to us. We take enough bull crap off of people all the time. Why should we take it off of you? We talk as though that women, black women are this. Oh my God, they're this. Let me say this. Just like when you were out in the streets hoeing around, stealing, drug dealing, doing your thing, you didn't want nobody telling you nothing. But you want to disrespect and talk all under the woman's clothes, calling her all out of her name because she's going through a phase in her life that you went through in your life, where they said you sow your weeks, or what's it called? Sow your oats, okay? When you were sowing your oats, dropping babies all over the place, nobody said nothing to you. Nobody called you out of your name, disrespected you. So just like y'all have a phase that you go through, women have the same type of phase. It's no different. So you give her time to go through her phase. You give her time to mature. You give her time to see what her struggles have brought her through before you start wagging your finger in her face and tell her how she needs to submit to you. Wait a minute, hold up. You don't have a right to that. You don't have a right to tell her what she can and cannot. You don't have that right. And that definitely needs to stop. Because y'all quick to holler, oh, your feelings hurt. Hell, hold up. It's not that we do all we can not to do something that's going to put us behind bars when y'all come at us like that. Because we think about all the crap that we go through all the time. And I'm not saying that the men don't go through it too. But we don't need y'all coming after us when we're trying to show you we appreciate you, that we're here for you no matter what you're doing, what you're going through, alcoholism, drug addicts, whatever you've gone through. Whatever you have gone through, we have been in your corner. The most people who do the marching when one of you died, ain't no white woman, but that's what you prefer. You know why? Because I marched with women. And we were on the front line. For you guys. For the death of you guys. For the mistreatment of you guys. So it just mind boggles me for any man to be so disrespectful to call a woman out of her name. Now I want to ask you this. How many other races of men that you hear them blatantly, publicly talk about their women like y'all do us? Y'all call us bitter women. I call y'all bitter men. Because a lot of you are very bitter. because you've had bad relationships. It's all about the type of woman that you want. Because just like it's a type of man we choose, it's a type of woman you choose. Because there's good and bad in all. But a lot of you don't even realize when you have something good because you've always had something bad. So when a woman is doing all those things without saying, I praise you, my leader, almighty leader, and she's just doing the work and she's showing you, and she don't have to tell you, and she don't have to tell the world what your position or your role is in the relationship. It shows. And people want to quickly throw that Bible in everything. Well, God left Adam in charge, and no, that okay, okay, you're not Adam. And they say, well, we come from the likeness of Adam, we come from his loins. You're not Adam now, and we're not Eve. And Adam listened to Eve anyway, regardless of what happened according to the story. He still listened to her. And people say, ever since she listened to Adam, ever since Adam listened to her, look what happened. Okay? And we listen to y'all, and lots of times we become homeless with you. We go to jail with you. We starve with you. We have no clothes with you. I can't tell you that because, hey, I can say that because I worked in homeless shelters. We all one big family. We ain't got nothing because I followed you. So everybody makes a mistake. Y'all spend too much time concerned about what we're doing. And then the ideal that you're not going to date one of those women that you're talking about bad anyway. You're not going to date them. So what is it for you? And you're not going to marry one. So what is it to you to talk about her? Especially when she ain't said nothing about you. What I've realized is that a lot of men, our men, they battle a lot of other stuff that's going on in their lives. And all they want, they can't get their bosses and their other white folks that they have to do things for to see them and appreciate them. So when it comes to the black woman, how dare her not do that? A lot of you have some mommy issues that you don't want to talk about and don't want to face. A lot of you have some emotional issues that you don't want to face. You have anger issues that you don't want to face. You don't go see anybody. You don't have any mental health. You don't know how to handle your emotions. So the best thing to do is you make us your verbal punching bag by describing us in so many derogatory ways. And if y'all wouldn't wear this, nobody would talk about you. But the problem with that, what they wear, if they've never knocked on your door and say, hey, I need you to buy me these little panties that I'm going to wear, it's none of your business. Ratchet, chicken head, all these names they call black women. You don't know what that black woman is going through. I tell everybody all the time, don't look at the surface, go behind to find what's going on. Don't look at what's in front of you. Go in the background. Do you know her backstory, why she's dressing like that? Or why she does do the things she do? You ever think about that? Because if we don't get the right help, just like you guys act out with the things that you say about us, we act out when things have happened to us traumatically. when we don't have anybody to support us and talk to us about anything mentally and emotional going on with us. But we have a lot of things that other races of women are very jealous of. We're the least likely to commit suicide out of all races of people, no matter what we've gone through. We're even least likely to commit suicide even with you guys. Y'all will commit suicide quicker than we will. White women will commit suicide quicker than we will. White men will commit suicide quicker than both black man and black woman. So we carry a lot on our shoulder. My favorite song of all times, and to me it represents the black woman, is Wildflower by New Birth. And if you listen to the lyrics of that song, you can hear in it what he's saying about the black woman. Only she can hear, so she goes. And she's fighting battles that not even belong to her. Those are just a couple of lyrics that's in that song. And when I hear that, I visualize black women being mistreated and silently get up every day, get the kids off to school, make sure everything's done before she has to go to work, and put up with being sexually harassed and molested by her boss. But she can't say nothing because she got to keep working so she can keep food on the table. Black men are more likely to walk away from their families. Just walk away. Make a baby and walk away. And leave the woman, and you angry at her when the decision to get pregnant was two people having unprotected sex. Two people having unprotected sex is what created that child. We're so eager to blame the black woman for everything, to get the heat off of you, because you know you haven't been all that you could be either. And then you're upset because she don't find a need to worship you. You go out, not all of you, you go out and have babies on her while you're in a full-fledged relationship with her, while you're taking care of the family that she's helping you take care of. You go get another family, have more kids, and she's right there. I know some women who've adopted the baby that was born into between you and somebody else, or take care of it, treat it like it's their own, even though they're dealing with the baby mama drama from the other lady. But she's still there. Every day she gets up and she's right there for you, despite how you treat her. When you go to jail, she waits patiently for you to come out. She's there putting money on your commissary. She's there when you walk out that gate. And she's there to get you through whatever else you got to get through, because she knows you've been through hell. She's right there. Some of them are in jail down the street from you because whatever it is you've done, it affected her. She gets the kids taken away from her. And now she has to struggle, get out, and get her kids back, because she still depends on, she still wants you in her life, but she's got to maintain her children if she wants her children. So we don't talk about that, but we can talk about how the woman is. I know women who literally take care of the house, but you want to be the leader. When I say take care of the house, I'm talking about pay the bills, the car notes, gas, utilities, everything. She's taking care of everything because she's working 2 jobs, and you're sitting at home because actually you've done something that prevents you from getting probably a job that you really need to maintain, to help put yourself in that position as a leader, or what you consider a leader. But she's working. Put you through school. If you're going through school, that's her. She don't have to physically pay for you going to school, but she's taking care of the kids, she's taking care of the house, she's doing everything that she's supposed to do so she can see you succeed. And she's working. That's accountability. It has nothing to do with roles. She's doing what she's supposed to do. We always, black women have always gone into survival mode. We live in survival mode. We got to make this happen. And a lot of us are shady. Okay? A lot of us aren't on the up and up. And so are you guys. So are you guys. A lot of y'all are shady and not on the up and up. And yeah, some of us are overweight. Some of us might not be able to take care of ourselves in that way, like everybody else is. Some of us might not have somebody in our corner motivating us, but we got somebody telling us how fat and unhealthy we are. Really? Do you take her to the doctors? Do you see if she can get some therapy? Because lots of times when we're overweight, a lot of it is either health or it could be mental. Is our relationship with food. Have you sat down and actually talked to her about it, or you kept calling her a big fat bitch? Which one? Or I can't stand you anymore. You're not even beautiful anymore. You done got fat and sloppy and out of weight, out of shape. But you want me to call you a leader. No. Because I feel like this. Those same women that you call big, fat, and sloppy, and those dirty names that you call her, the disrespectful names, those are the same ones who's taking care of your 3 children, who went through 3 pregnancies. And as if you know anything about statistics, black women are most likely to die in childbirth than any other race. But she pumps out 3 or 4 kids for you while you doing your thing in the streets. You talk about her living in housing. Have you ever tried to take her out of there? Have you ever said to her, baby, you know what? I don't want you in here this much longer. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way out of the projects. But no, you're comfortable with going driving and parking your car in one of those her parking space, and going up in that house and hanging out with her and having sex with her. Have you actually sat down and say, let's put the, if I'm gonna be with you and we're gonna be together, Let's put a plan of action to get out of here. Do you do that? Or you sit around and talk about her like a dog, but every time you turn around, your car parked in her driveway, and she keep letting you back in. Because some of y'all still living in the house with your mama and daddy, and the only time you feel like you in a position to say anything is when you at her house, because she allows you to feel like you running things. I don't hate black men. I'm married to a black man. I love my black men, and I wouldn't change him for the world. And believe it or not, in my experience in dating, I've dated all nationalities, just about. Nah, not all of them, but a lot of them, outside my black man. So I know how I feel about a black man. I think they're the beautiful things God created, other than a black woman. And I wouldn't change that for the world. But black men who have this mentality about the black woman, it's not fair. It's not fair. Because I know there's black women who take any black man just to have a black man. Because she don't want to go outside. So if you ain't even up to par, she's still going to invite you in part of her life. But if she doesn't have an example of what a good man is, she's going to keep choosing those type of men who disrespect her mentally and emotionally, verbally, talk about her, talk up under her clothes, say terrible things about her. She continues, to to talk to those type of men. That's what she's going to choose in her way of choosing men, because she has no example. So when you come along and you call yourself being a leader and you need to be the leader of the house, don't come half stepping. She don't need you in there if you half stepping. Black women are more amped to go to school and get an education and build a business, because that's what a lot of them do. It's not that they don't want to depend on you. They have to depend on themselves, because that's how it's always been, in that survival mode. I gotta do what I gotta do. And you cannot tell a woman who's got experience in dealing with life itself that you come in and she's got to be submissive to you. No. I'm going to use myself as an example. I had a child out of wedlock. I got pregnant at 18. I had a baby at 19. I was still in high school because I hadn't graduated yet. And I didn't care what nobody say. I wasn't going to no alternative school, no nothing. I spent my whole 9 months in high school. And I had my baby. And I walked that out and picked up my diploma. And I had already had a plan in place. I was going in the military already. I had already taken a test. And I scored great on the test, real high on it. So my whole future was going to be military. But I got pregnant in the midst. But it didn't take my eye off of my goal. And I had a mother that was very supportive. And the father did ask me to marry him, but I wasn't ready to be married. I was too young. I was too immature. I was only mature enough to get knocked up, but I was immature with life in general because I was a mama's girl. There was no daddy. I came from a single family home, 5 girls. And being the middle child, I loved being under my mom. And I got a little fast as I got older, and that's how I had a baby. That's just how it was. But my mom was a good support system. She helped me until I moved into my own place. And while I couldn't go right into the military until my son got a certain age, so I had to wait that out. So I had to do something. But at the time, I was living in housing. Sure was. But I knew that's not where I wanted to be. And I didn't want my son to grow up in that. So I went into the military. I wound up, me and my mom talked. She decided that he would stay with her while I go basic training at AIT in my first duty station, which she did just that. And I came back forth home to see him. And his father had all the opportunity in the world to spend time with him, which he did. I never said he couldn't come see him. I never did all that. I didn't have time to do all that because I was in the military. I never stopped him from seeing his son. I didn't have time for that craziness. So he didn't have baby mama drama. Because while I was in the military, I matured. And I was taught a lot of things from a lot of people. And my leadership was not only was it males, it was females too. So I learned from both of them. So coming out being more mature than I went in helped me a lot. And I've been through some stuff in the military. I've been through some serious stuff in the military. But I didn't let that hold me back. I had terrible relationships with men. Terrible relationships. Not all of them. I met some wonderful people. But they always took advantage of me because there was a certain part of me that was very naive. Very naive when it came to relationships and love. But I would do anything and I would go to the end of the world for them. Each and every one of them that I had, I did for them. I did for them. Okay? I wasn't one of those girls that was looking for somebody to give me, give me, give me. I was a giver. Always have been a giver. Even though they treated me like crap, some of them cheated on me, blatantly cheated on me, talked about me, disrespected me in front of people. I've been through all of that. It has nothing to do with me being feminism and all this. It has nothing to do with it. Because I've been through that trial you go through in life. But what I did was, when I got out the military, I changed how I dealt with men in general. I no longer made them a priority. And I started working on me because I needed to be worked on. Because I was dealing with a lot of stuff. Some trauma happened to me in the military. When I got out, I had to deal with that trauma face on. So I was dealing with all that craziness. So I didn't have time for all that. But I did have a reputation. All females do when you go in the military. And I didn't care. So when I come out and I become this mature woman, and I'm dealing with all this other stuff. Had nobody, no support system when I first got out. There was nobody to support and help me and guide me through all that I was going through. I was lost. They were lost. When I finally got the proper help, they didn't know what the hell to do. And that happened to a lot of us that got out the military. And it's still happening to this day when it comes to black females. Do you know black females are the most sexually harassed and sexually molested in the military? Yeah. So when we come out, we're broken when we come out. Not all of us, but a lot of us are broken. And we're misguided. And I'm not saying this to make excuses. I'm telling you this when you don't know the backstory. You cussing her out and calling her names and treating her like crap. It's not fair when you don't know the whole true story. And she's trying to deal. And all she's looking for is love. Someone to love and appreciate what she does. That's what I'm talking about. Because that's important to her. Everybody can't handle rejection the same way. So she deserves to be talked to respectfully, no matter what she's doing. She deserves that because she does it to you. Regardless of how you feel that she don't trust you, well, you gave her a reason not to trust you. That's why you're having all these issues with her, because you don't know her. And some of us, y'all don't even try to learn her. You don't care as long as she's doing what you need her to do. You don't care what she's going through. So when she spazzes out, she crazy. That bee is crazy. That hoe is crazy. Because you never take time out to find out what's going on with her. Whether she wants to tell you or not, at least ask. Because she's going to remember that you asked. So yeah, she might have 2 and 3 kids. Yeah. Because most likely either, and these are 2 different things we can think of. And I'm not saying women are not supposed to be accountable, held accountable too for the things that they do and the decisions they make. But somebody lied to her. Somebody either lied to her or she lied to herself. And now we have these babies here that got to be taken care of. Because we don't know if you sold her a dream. We don't know what you told her. I'm going to get you out your situation. She had 1 baby. Baby, when we going to get out of it, then she have another baby. And some of them some women never lose their weight. I mean, they never have, they're small. And then there's some who keep getting bigger and bigger. And you keep promising her, and it keeps going on and on. And she's dealing with all what she got to deal with herself. You think that it doesn't bother her when she looks in the mirror and she doesn't see the type of women that you actually desire because you tell her in her face? You're not healthy. You're not healthy yourself, but you're calling her all out of her name. Because just because you're slim don't mean you're healthy. Because skinny people die of heart attacks, diabetes, and everything else. You tell her how fat she is, but you don't tell her, hey, baby, let's work on getting your weight off you. I love you like you are, but I want you to be healthy in the process. And some women literally go to the ends of the earth to change her body so that you can like her. Don't you think that's a lot of mental? It's a lot of pressure on a woman. Let's not talk about that. She just needs to be submissive. Who cares about how she feels? She just needs to be submissive and let me be the leader. No, it's not how it works. That's not how it works. We can put religion in it. We can put church in it. But I know some Christians are very evil and have babies outside of their marriages. Okay? Have side chicks, as y'all call it. So, like they say, men will be men or boys will be boys. No. But then you get upset when the girls want to be girls. That's a problem. Because then now she's out of your control. Because, excuse me, we as humans have to control something at all times. We can't control ourselves, but we're so eager to control everybody else. We're not accountable for ourselves, but you damn near want to make sure everybody else is accountable. Doesn't make any sense. And obviously, there's women out there who want to love you because they love in you. Because for some reason they think that you're everything. Even though you treat them like crap, they still, excuse me, I got the hiccups. They still loving you. Okay? They still support you. They're there with you. Did you know that women are more likely, black women are more likely to stick in there with the husband when he gets sick than the black man was with the woman? The black woman? He'll go and get somebody else. But we made different. Women are to be nurturers, are built to be nurturers, to be support systems. And they deserve to be loved. You get upset because she don't trust you. But what have you done to give her that foundation so she can trust you? And it goes both ways. But women are not, very rarely do women just cheat to cheat. Very rarely that happens. She can cheat once and you throw her out. But you have cheated 3 and 4 and 5 times on her and you're still there. What's wrong with that picture? You built different. But I'm saying this because I want you guys to understand that we as women put up with a lot of shit. I'm just going to say it. We put up with a lot of shit. And we don't need our black men telling us how terrible of a person we are all the time. Unless you're taking her to the gym, you have nothing to say about her weight. And you have no right to disrespect her about her weight. You talk about her wearing weave. You talk about her wearing makeup, and you disgrace her as much as you can, but she's still there. Some of y'all won't even come to the hospital when she's having your baby. And when she asks you to help, you cuss her out and disrespect her again. And you don't have a problem with dropping your sperm all over the place. You have no problem at all doing that. So is the issue really her, or is it you? Because it sounds like something going on with you too. Society made it normal for you guys to be all right with dropping babies all over the place. And not taking care of it. I'm not saying all of y'all. But not taking care of the babies that you drop. And you have no qualms, no, it don't even faze you. Some of y'all, that you got all these babies all over the place. Don't even faze you. But you want to be a leader. You want her to be submissive. You want her to be submissive to a man who got about 5 or 6 baby mamas. What? Makes sense. You couldn't get one of them to be submissive? I bet you couldn't. Because they weren't the ones that you needed to do that with. They were just your side pieces. Because you were probably messing with one and messing with the other one at the same time. And I've heard that. I've heard people talk about their siblings from other women. And they're saying how their birthdays are right at the same time. Or their birthdays is 2 and 3 weeks apart from the next person. From their siblings. I'm trying to figure out. Trying to figure that out. I'm not saying that women can't do better. I'm not saying that. I think there's a lot of women out there who can do better than what they're doing. But if they don't have any guidance, because you can't tell her how to be a woman. You can't. You might can tell her how to be a good partner, but you can't tell her how to be a woman. And sometimes a woman who's experienced with life might be the best type of partner you need. Because she knows how to make shit happen. She's going to make sure that everybody's fed. She's going to make sure everybody's taken care of. So you might need that lady who's out there. And when she gets tired of being out there, what she learned, if she's really about improving herself, she's going to take all that and use that in a good way to help her family prosper and be something. But you put a lot of responsibility on her. And then you want to lead her. Because you got to lead her. Y'all. And then you get upset with women who are strong women. When I say strong, I'm talking about they intelligent, smart women who work hard. That's when I say strong. I'm not talking about the emotional strength. I'm talking about the mental strength. The strength to keep doing what needs to be done to get the job done. You're upset with her because she's bold enough to keep moving and making shit happen when you sometimes just stop. But you want to leave her. Everybody doesn't have that great man that came in their life and excuse me, swept them off the feet and make everything happen. Everybody doesn't have that. So a lot of women have to work with what they have. But if they don't have a good example of a good provider, she doesn't know what that looks like. And you get upset with her because of that. And a lot of you guys have y'all don't even know how to begin to be a good provider. I take care of my kids. $25 a month don't take that out, that don't work. You need to spend time with them, with your kids. You need to have a good relationship with their moms. I just can't see all those babies being born in a mess. So when you come after the black woman, you make sure you got your stuff in order. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure you got your stuff in order when you come after her. Because see, lots of times, when you can't bend her to your will, somebody else will have her, and he ain't got to be doing all that. You got to do all that. He ain't got to do all that with her, because she going to be right there with him. It's all about the way you treat her. You can't call her out of her name and expect for her to bend to your will. It doesn't work like that. And like I said earlier, a lot of y'all need to get y'all mental health in order before you even talk about trying to be a leader over someone. Because some of y'all, just by the way you talk, some of y'all, you can tell I'm in the South. Some of you guys, I can tell by the way you talk that there's some issues going on with you. Yeah. And when a woman speaks back to you in a way that you don't like, the first thing you go at, you talk about how she looked. Really? I had to call somebody on my Twitter post. I had to call him immature because you sound like a high schooler. You can talk about the way I look because I said that you cannot dictate to us who we should mourn and who we shouldn't mourn. So you talk about how I look. Never indicated that I've been married 20 years to the same man. And the fact that I am a life coach, I'm an author, I'm a motivating speaker, that wasn't important because you were so worried about talking about my looks. Do you know that all my life I've been talked about? Like all my life, like the color purple. I've been talked about my looks. I've always, from me being a little girl to a grown woman. I'm not fazed by that no more. No, I'm not fazed by that. So you can say what you want about me. It don't stop my show. It don't make me feel bad because that's what y'all always go to because you have nothing else to say. When someone has said something intelligent, I wasn't disrespectful. I didn't call nobody out their name. I just said you have to stop trying to dictate to people how, what, and who they should mourn. That's all I said. Because that's our problem. We have control issues. We really do. We have control issues. We want to control everything, but we can't control ourselves. We have no way of controlling ourselves. But as long as we're controlling other people, it'll get our mind off of our lives being out of control and us being out of control as individuals. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Stop it. Just stop trying to control everything when your life is not in order. Everything ain't great in your life, but you pretend it is. And you don't want everybody to know what's going on in your life. So you hide. So, because I said something, you want to go look at her just clueless on who you talking to. You have no idea who you talking to. But we quick to say something negative about somebody's looks. I find that funny. Real funny. Because that's what you can resort to because you don't know me. So talk about my looks. You have no idea. No idea. You don't know my backstory. You just took what I said and ran with it. You don't know my backstory. And you're really not concerned. You just wanted me to agree with what you said because you said it. Because that's that mentality. No. Y'all, a lot of people was upset. Even some women were upset. No, you don't have authority over telling somebody who they should like, who they should love. You don't have authority over that unless they ask you for your advice on that. And we always quick to do that. We are so quick to tell somebody what they need to do. No, you don't have that right. And that's what we do. We do it all the time. And I don't get that. I have to even catch myself sometimes when I'm suggesting things to people because we're so used to being controlled. So used to being in control, so when we say things, we don't even try to rephrase them. I try to constantly tell myself when I ask something from someone is to say either suggest to them or do you think. Put it in a question where they can answer it and it works for them. Don't always throw something at somebody because you said it and they're supposed to suck it up. Stop that. A lot of y'all have been hurt in past relationships with women. So you find a way to hurt other women that try to work with you and be with you and nurture you and love you. You get mad at them and you treat them like crap. And you talk to them like they're crap. And you find that all right. And maybe a lot of women accept that. I'm not talking about the women who accept being treated that way. I can't, I'm not in their heads. I can't convince them to think any other way. But I will say this about us. Women have to know what their self-worth is, and they have to know what they will not tolerate anymore in their lives. That's something women have to grow into. They don't know it now. You have a lot of mature, immature women. You have a lot of mature, immature men. They mature in age, but immature in relationships and interacting with other people, and especially the opposite sex. And I'm not saying that for all women. I'm just saying for some women, that's why they have such a hard time in relationships, because they have not been taught how to interact in relationships, how to understand how a relationship works. It's not like what they show you on TV. Your relationship is not the same as your girlfriend's relationship or your mom's relationship or your sister's relationship. It's not the same. Or your cousin's relationship. Your relationship is unique to you and that person you're with. But I know we settle a lot. I know us as women, we settle a lot. I know us as black women, we settle a lot. But you want to be in charge. You don't realize she's settling with you. She probably could do better, but she's settling with you. Even though you're not even doing the things that would make the relationship to be more in a different way. I mean, in a different level. Maybe she's the one with the great ideals, and you're not. Maybe she's a better leader than you are because she's been taught how to lead. She's been taught how to lead, to encourage, to do all those things that you were never taught. Why would she put all that away? Because she needs you so that you can feel better about you being the leader. No. See, me, I can't do it. I learned all this to use it in my life. I learned how to do leadership things so that I can use them in portions of my life. I can't just tuck them away because now I'm married to somebody and he needs to be the leader and I need to let him be the leader. No. It has nothing to do with feminism. It has nothing to do with me trying to be the boss. I just take my leadership skills and work them in the marriage. I'm not trying to be a leader over anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm using the skills of a leader to make sure that we're successful in our relationship. He's been a leader too. So you got two leaders together. He's played a lot of leadership roles. He's been in a lot of leadership roles. And so have I. I've gone to school. I've gone to training to be a leader. That doesn't make him not do what he has to do. I don't stop him from doing what he has to do. We talk about it, and some things we agree with and some things we don't. But that doesn't stop him from being who he is. It's not what I'm here to do. We're going to work it out and make it work and take it to another level because that's what you're supposed to do in a relationship. Two people. And if you say it's two people as one, then there's no leader. Because that's what they say when you get married. It's two people coming together as one. So if it's two people coming together as one, there's no leader. There's no one particular leader. We both can come together and lead the family. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But why do we make it so complicated? It doesn't have to be. I talk about power couples. There's power couples that don't even, they get in there, make the work, they get the work done, and they're good. There's nobody arguing about, okay, I'm the leader, you're the submissive. No, they get together and work out everything they work. Okay, here we go. We just made $1,000 on that. We just did this. We just built another house together. She did her part. He did his part. We're about to um, buy a brand new car, baby. What you want? Okay, let's work this out. See if we can get this in our budget. They do it together as one, making a decision that's going to affect the whole family. So we don't do that anymore. This is not the 1950s. This is not the 40s, and this is not the 30s. And even back then, black women were working their asses off to make sure homes were taken care of. Because back then, black men were walking away from their families too. Back then. So she had to make ends meet. She had to wash and clean and scrub and iron white folks' clothes and clean their houses and all that to make sure. She'd leave one job and go to another one, clean another house. You know why I know that's true? Because I had aunties who did that, who cleaned houses. Ain't nothing wrong with a house cleaner. I mean, a housekeeper. I'm not saying that. But they had to do it to make sure that the families are taken care of, their kids are taken care of. Because daddy wanted to be with Miss Pearl down the street. We've humiliated ourselves for men. Getting in the streets fighting women, other sisters over y'all. And keep taking you back. Keep taking you back and keep taking you back and keep taking you back. Even though you're disrespectful to her. Even though you're treating her like crap. She's still there. She's still making things happen. She's still talking. She's still saying, okay, can we work this out, Mr. Joe? I know that bill has to be paid, but let me work a couple more days and I'll get it done. Right now, um, my husband can't do what he did, or my boyfriend can't do what he said he could do. I'm going to go ahead and do it. That's what black women do. You know why I know that's true? Because I've known black women who had to do that. um, I have somebody being funny on here, and I'm not in the mood to be funny right now. I'm not. I don't find that funny at all. That's a really crazy question on something that's talking about black women. Okay, so not interested in what you're saying right here. So sorry, I don't have an answer to that question. So in the process or the ideal that black women need to just simmer down and let you take over, that's not, it's going to always be something we do. It's not. Because we got to make sure that we're taken care of because we've been abandoned so many times. Let me see, another comment that was made talking on this subject was to kind of demean my husband or make it sound like I should be grateful that somebody married me. I thought that was very, very, and that's why I say these little subtle things that y'all say when we don't agree with you. No, my husband knows. He knows. that I am a prize. Regardless of what you think, he already knows I'm a prize. I've proven that over and over again. Had nothing to do with me trying to use my leadership skills on him. No. I'm a worker. When I come into any situation, I work. So it's not about who's in charge and who's not in charge. I work. And I throw ideals at him all the time. And I support him whenever he wants to do something. We talk about it, and if he wants it done, it gets done. We don't have to do all of that. But you think you got angry, or the person got angry because, again, stop trying to control people. Stop it. And then you have this, we have a bad attitude. No, we're just not putting up with any more bullshit. We're not. We're not. Black women are up to here with the bullshit. And I know there's some black women that says, I'll stay single. I am not doing it. I've gone through enough in my life. I will stay single because I don't want all this drama in my life. I don't need it. When I'm trying to make myself to be a better person, and I'm working on myself, and I'm being that better person, and then you come along and you holler about leaving. No, we in this together. We in this together. We're gonna work this together. We're gonna fight this together. And most women who have served in the military at any capacity, they already have an innate discipline and leadership type mindset already, because it's what we've been taught to do. And we take that outside of our military life. When we come out into the civilian world, we have all that already in us. So we know we're going to get in there, we're going to jump in there, we're going to make stuff happen. You do this, we're going to do this, you do this. You know, it ain't, we're going to make it happen. We're going to mix it up. And something good's going to come out of it. And that's not for all, just like it's not for all men to be disciplined and stable. A lot of them not. But we try to keep all, I know for sure for me, everything I learned in the military, I tried to work it in my life. I tried to actually have it in my life. Because that was a very, very pivotal moment in my life that taught me so much. And I sometimes sit back and say, you know what, damn it. You got a lot to be proud of. Let's list all your accomplishments. And I'm saying that because sometimes we women don't see our worth. And we need to be reminded of our worth by ourselves. We're not saying for you to remind us. We're saying we need to remind ourselves so that when something comes along that's not that's not making us feel like we're worthy of it, we have to remind ourselves, shit, look what you've been through. Look what you've been through. You've been through abuse. You've been through sexual abuse. You've been through a verbal abuse. You've been through the manipulation. You've been through all of that. Domestic violence, you've been through it. You've been jumped on by other women over him. Think of all the things that you've been through, and you survived it. And look where you're at now. Look where you're at now. So black women have to be reminded that you've been through hell and you deserve better. And that's what you need to go for. Better. Don't settle. But But sometimes our situations have us where we have to settle. It is. Sometimes, I mean, that's the reality of relationships. Sometimes situations have us where we settle. And we think in that moment of settling, things will get better. Or you can be alone. Women, black women don't always want to be alone because we're forced to be alone because we're the least likely to be married according to society. We're least likely to be married material. And I think a lot of that is out of jealousy. To be honest with you, I think there's a lot of people, including our black men, who are very jealous of our strength and our power. I do. I truly do. Because you have to look at generations of black women who have survived so much and still are doing it. Yeah, there's things we have to work on as black women. We have to start cherishing each other. We have to start being our sister's keeper. We have to be those encouragers. We have to be those motivators. We have to be the ones who look at our other sisters and say, hey, baby, you're worth everything that you want. And let them get that in their minds. Because a lot of them don't have that. And everybody's not mother material. Just like every man ain't father material. I don't care how much he drop his sperm all over the place. He's not he's not father material. And that's fine. I don't have anything. Look, I don't have anything. I am just saying I don't have anything against that. If that's what you choose to do, that's you. I'm talking about if you don't have your stuff together, you can't lead nobody. You can't lead nobody. You can't lead the kids. You can't lead the dog. You can't lead nobody. Because you can't lead yourself. And you need to start with yourself first. You've got to show self-discipline with you. You've got to show discipline. You've got to show accountability of yourself. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how many materialistic things you have, because I'm not materialistic, so it don't matter to me. Because whatever I want, I can buy. I'm going to make sure I'll be able to buy that. But I'm not into all of that. Now, I like nice things. But I'm not into all of that. That's not who I am. And that's not what a relationship should be about. How much he can buy for you. And sometimes we women do have a false sense of worthiness. We have in our minds that everybody is supposed to do everything for us and we're not supposed to do anything. That's not true. We need to prove that we deserve things. Just like a man should prove that a woman should spend her time with him. You have to give her a reason. She needs to give you a reason. Because everything starts with the person, the individual. Everything starts with them. We've got to stop doing what society does and what society expects out of us. That's not what society expects. I mean, we have to know what we need from each other, not what society says. The way that they portray the black woman, basketball wives, all these damn reality shows, women coming out there. That's not black women. That's not all of us. We're not all angry all the time, like the mindset of some people think we are. We're not angry all the time. We should be, because of the way we've been treated in history. We should be the most meanest ass people on this earth. And we should cuss out everybody we get an opportunity to cuss out. But we don't. We're very passive on a lot of shit that happens. We're very passive. And fighting ain't the answer. You tell somebody off and keep rolling. But that's not us on those reality shows. That's not the real black woman. I'm not saying those women are not real. I'm saying the natural essence of a black woman, that ain't what we built like. Emotionally, we're not built like that. We're not built with all that hollering and screaming at each other and being disrespectful to each other and calling each other out of our names all the time. That's not us. But you notice how society can eagerly put that out there? And they even take the professional women and put them in those type of scenarios on TV, so they can keep letting society show, brainwash society, that's how black women act. And that's not how we act. That's not how we act. I know I don't act like none of that. And I know several women, I've been around them, worked with them, that don't act like that. But they quick to show us acting out of sorts and out of ourselves. They're quick to show all of that. And we eat it up. We watch it and we get into it and we talk about it. We have discussion groups. We have what you call that, nights where we watch it, and watch night and all. We have I can't do it. I can't do it. When I realized, there was a couple of them that I was watching. When I realized, I said, wait a minute. So this is how they really think we act? All the time we're angry with each other. We don't show each other love or support or nothing, and they think this is how we act. I don't act like that with my friends. And my friends are very professional. And I've never acted that way with any of them. And they've never acted that way with me. So it's just amazing how we let other people dictate to us, again, how we should act, how we should look. To please them. Not to please ourselves, but to please them. Women dying, getting their butts done, injections done in their butts, and all this different crazy stuff that we're doing. That's not the real woman. Not to say those women are not real. I'm just saying the essence of us are not, that's not us. The essence of us is we're hard-working women who provides for our families because we have no other choice but to survive for our families. And when a man comes in and he wants to be part of that family, then that's how he acts accordingly. And if you're not looking for a woman who's going to work hard side by side with you and make things happen, then maybe some of the women that you're looking for ain't there. If you want somebody that you can manipulate and control and tell what to do, they're out there too. But we all got some issues with us. We all do. We got some family issues with us. We have some work issues with us. And we have self issues with us. Stuff that we're dealing with mentally and emotionally within ourselves. So I say to you guys out there, I love our black men. I think they are the best God ever created. But you've got to pay attention to how you treat a black woman. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody say about us. At the end of the day, we're the ones who's in your corner. No matter how you feel about us, we in your corner. We support you in all the things that you do. And we love you endlessly. So I say to you, be careful how you talk about black women, especially when you don't know them and you don't know what they've been through. You see a picture, you see a video, you don't know what that lady's been through if you're not in her life and you're not part of her life and you're not the man that she's with. You don't know what she's been through. So just be a little careful. I'm suggesting that you be a little careful how you say things about her. Because you don't know. You don't know her story. You don't know there might be a reason why she's acting the way she's acting. Or the reason why she's dressing the way she's dressing. Or the way that she's talking. And the way that she's fighting every time you turn around, she's fighting something. You don't know that. And you really don't care. You just be on your tangent to say something negative about her. Calling her out of her name. That's what you want to do. That's what makes you feel good. But we always quick to point that finger at somebody, not realizing there's three fingers pointing back at you. And I think everybody there is a time in everyone's life that they've been hurt and misused and abused in relationships. So we all have something in common. A lot of us are broken and we don't want to admit that we're broken. We're broken mentally, spiritually, and psychologically. Psychologically, mental. We're broken and we don't want to admit we're broken and we're not trying to get no help. So we mask it with the things that we do and how we treat other people. And we're hard on black women because we don't want that mirror looking us in the face and say we need to be hard on ourselves first. Because everybody's made some mistakes. Everybody's done something you don't want everybody to know about. Everybody's had a thought. Everybody's had a notion. Everybody's taken action to do something that they regret doing. And they can't face it. So they take that out on other people. And talking about the way a woman looks, and that don't mean nothing. That ain't, I mean, come on. I'm going to call you immature in a heartbeat. I'm going to call you high schoolish in a heartbeat. Because that has nothing to do with the problem at hand. There is a breakdown. There is a communication breakdown between black women and black men. And we allow others to come in and tell us and dictate how we should react to each other when it's nobody's business but our own. And we take on the oppressor's mindset about us. You tell me I got a bad attitude because I ain't putting up with the bullshit. I got a bad attitude? That almost sounds like I'm an angry black woman. No. No. If you're in a relationship where you are a leader in your relationship, good for you. Not knocking it, good for you. It's working for you. But I'm not looking for a leader. I'm looking for somebody who can get downright dirty with me. I'm looking for somebody who get in the trenches and make shit happen with me. I'm not looking for a leader. I don't need a leader. I need somebody who's going to work with me, because we both can be providers. We both can do things. Because if you both couldn't be a provider, she wouldn't be working. She'd be at home. But she's working too. Regardless of what she does with her money, she's working. She's out there dealing with everybody just like you are. So that means we are both contributors and providers for the home. Because if she wasn't, she'd be at home. So I really think that if you want to be a leader, I really think you should really study being a leader. Okay? I really do. I think you should really study being a leader. If you've never been a leader, and the only time you want to be a leader is when you get in a relationship, because they say natural born leaders, I don't know. I don't know about that. Because I don't see every man being a natural born leader. Just like I don't see every woman being a natural born leader. Okay? Okay? I'm seeing something real quick here. Give me a second here. I'm trying to find something here. Okay, let's talk about what a leadership entails. And it's a wonderful. Words, different words for leadership. The definition. One is administration, management, dictatorship or directorship, control, governorship, stewardship, authoritarianism, influence, command, effectiveness. So you heard words in there that use the word control, okay? Command, okay? Directorship, management. Those words right there. It's part of leadership. I'm just saying. Characteristics of a leader. Integrity. She can have integrity, right? Ability to delegate. A woman can have the ability to delegate. Communication. Yeah, we communicate. Self-awareness. Mm-hmm. Gratitude. Learning agility. She's able to learn things. Influence, yes. A woman can have influence. Empathy, oh, definitely. We can have empathy. These are the good characteristics of a leader. Okay? Courage. We have courage. Oh boy, do we have courage. Respect. Oh, yes, we have respect. I'm just saying, so I'm saying what's different that you can do that she can't do as a leader? Just asking. What is it different that you're doing that she can't do? So again, what does she need a leader for? Black woman, know your worth. Know your worth. And feel good about yourself and take care of yourself. Whatever way works for you, do it. Stop trying to please other people all the time. That's something I have to tell myself. I'm talking to me too. Stop trying to please everybody. Because let me tell you this. From the movie, what was the name of it? Waiting to Exhale. I think Gregory Hines said that. That Gregory Hines says that other people's trash can be somebody else's treasure. So what he don't like in you, somebody else would probably love the hell out of you and treat you like you need to be treated. Take care of you while you take care of them. Love them unconditionally, love, and they love you the same way. So don't allow society to tell you how you need to be. Love yourself if you don't love anybody else. And I'm not talking about you to love yourself in the way that you're being, um, some of us kind of overboard sometimes with how we portray ourselves, and sometimes it could be a turn off. It really could be a turn off because you can do so much quietly. You can walk quiet. You can have stuff done. You can do shit. You could be creating a whole nother world quietly. And watch the circle you're in, because everybody ain't on your cheerleading team. And if they have a need to label you, that's their problem, not yours. That's their business, not yours. Period. And if they finding all excuses why they don't want to be in a relationship with you, that's their problem, not yours. Okay? And don't ever beg a man to be in a relationship with you. I don't care what it is. Never beg a man to be in a relationship with you. Because it's probably going to be the worst relationship you ever got into. Because if he doesn't love you from the get-go, when y'all start dating and you see that y'all have something going on and those sparks are not there, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. And I don't know because I'm not in that position right now. But I know it could be lonely, being alone and doing things alone. I know you want to be, you're desperate to be in a relationship with somebody. You're desperate to be loving and caring and wanting that life where it's you guys together. But baby, let me tell you something. Don't rush that. Take your time and get with the right person. Take your time. Enjoy your life. Do the things that you want to do. And don't get so caught up on it. And you're probably saying, now you saying that you, but baby, let me tell you this. When I made the decision to get married, it wasn't no decision. I just said, hey, I'm gonna do it. That wasn't me at all. That was not me. I thought this out. And I weighed my odds because I didn't just jump up and do it. It had to be planned. It had to be something I truly wanted to do. Because you can be in love with someone and never marry them. You have people in relationships right now and love and built everything together, and they still not married. So I can talk to you about it from being a single woman because I was single until I was 38 years old. So I didn't get married in my 20s or anything. I got married in my 30s, in my late 30s. I was almost 40 when I got married. That shows you that that wasn't a priority in my life. I knew I had to get me together. I know I wasn't ready for that life. I had to make sure I was together because I didn't want to go in there with a whole bunch of baggage and a lot of stuff happened that wasn't even worth happening. I'm saying to you is to take your time, love you first. And I can't say it no other way. Love yourself first. Look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, I love me. I love me enough to not go through any extra bullshit in my life. I got kids to raise, and I got to take care of myself. So I can't add any more extra crap in my life. You have to say that to yourself. I love me first. And when you get that sense of loving yourself, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. And you know what you will not and will tolerate. And people have audacity to say, oh, you're trying to be selective. You have a right to be selective. Because it's your life. It's your life. You have a right to say what you're not going to go through. You have a right to that. And whether it happens or not, you still have a right to say what I'm determined not to go through. I'm determined not to be with someone who treats me like crap. I am determined, excuse me, I am determined to love someone who's going to love me back. I am determined when I get sick or ill, or I have weight problems, or I have mental illness problems, I have to know that he's going to be there for me. I got to know he's going to be there for me. You don't have to settle. Some of us do, but you don't have to. And I know it's sad to say that, but a lot of us do settle. We settle back in relationships and we become roommates. We're not no longer loving couples, we're roommates. But that's fine too, if that's what you want. It's whatever you want. But I do know a woman does not want to, a black woman do not want to be mistreated all the time and talked down to and manipulated. And she doesn't need a dictator. She needs someone to love her. Because I just gave you a definition of a leader, and it doesn't say anything about, I think men get that mixed up with being a leader. It doesn't mean you be a warden and treat your family like they're in a prison. That's what it says here. But it does have characteristics of that. Management. Doesn't say provider. It don't say anything about a provider. Say nothing about a provider. but it does say management, directorship, control, okay, authority. Those words are in leadership. Is that what you want, somebody over you, or you want somebody next to you so y'all can build your lives together? Because you don't have to tell a woman that you're the leader if you already know you doing, if y'all both doing the same thing. If y'all both have the characteristics of a leader and y'all one, that's power. So if you're not in a relationship right now and you don't feel hopeful that you're gonna ever be in a relationship, don't think that. Don't think that. The right person's gonna come along for you, and you'd be surprised how things work out. Because you definitely need to be on the same page in order for the relationship to work anyway. And using the word submissive, to each his own, my opinion is I don't like the word because it reminds me of slavery. So I don't like that word, submissive, at all. So I don't use it. I don't want anybody to be submissive to me. And I'm not going to be submissive to anybody. And it's not about trying to outdo anybody or one up. No, I don't think that's needed. If we're working things out, we're working things together, we're a team, then we're a team. And we're going to make it happen. We're going to have that happy life because we're going to work hard to make sure we do. So, black woman, I love you. You might not ever meet me. You might not ever know me. It doesn't matter. I love you and I can see so much in you. And I know what you've been through. When you get a chance, I want you to listen to the song and listen to the lyrics. The song called Wildflower by New Birth. Just listen to the lyrics and see if you hear yourself in it. That's an old song. That's back in the day song. Because I'm a little older than probably some of y'all on here. Never put yourself in a position where you're begging anybody to like you, love you, sex you up. Don't ever beg from no man. Do not humiliate yourself in begging a man to be with you, baby. Don't do that. You don't have to. It has nothing to do with it. It has a lot to do with you and how you feel about yourself, your self-worth. Self-care is so important. And if you see a lot of women who are successful in life, do a lot of self-care, constantly reminding themselves they're worthy. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. You've done everything else you've done for everybody else. You've put up with enough crap in your life. Love yourself. Feel worthy of yourself. When you put yourself first, everything else goes into play. But you gotta put yourself first. And I understand people say things about us, put us in a light that we're not in. That's fine. Again, like I said just a few minutes ago, that's their problem and that's their business and not yours. Because people are never going to be happy with us. They're just not. Excuse me. They feel better about themselves when they demean us and disrespect us. They feel good about themselves. That's their issue, not yours. And when you deal with men who talk about you, tell them that's your business, not mine, baby. Don't get mad and want to fight and all. Don't waste your time with that, baby. That's wasted energy. Don't waste your time with that. Smile at them and just let them know that's your business, not mine. That's what you got to tell them. And that goes for our sisters who do the same thing to each other. Honey, that's your business, not mine, sweetie. I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's not something I'm going to carry. I'm going to let you carry that bag. Because some people are just naturally mean. They just naturally innate mean. I'm not going to say devil, demon, and all that. That's some people just naturally mean. They're built to be mean, and that's who they are. And you have to stay far away from them people because they have some very negative energy that you don't need at all. Okay? Pick a new set of friends if you have to. Okay? And move out of the old way you've done things. Watch how things change in your life when you get rid of all that old stuff, things that you don't really feel comfortable doing anymore. Okay? All right? So, I am going to definitely let you guys go. I hope that I've helped somebody here tonight. I hope what I said makes somebody think. And I hope that you can take this information and share this video with whoever you want to share it with. I would love that. When do what you like. When I actually upload this, when it's uploaded on YouTube, definitely share it, share it, share it. You guys, thank you for this time. I enjoyed this conversation, and like I said, this is my opinion and how I feel about our relationship with black men. I love you, black men, but you gotta do better. Okay? You gotta do better. Alright? Bye, you guys.